certain amount, that we can truly tell a difference, and that's where we get into 3 to 4 weeks. That's the minimum length that we get. And the frustrating part is, we have 2 babies, and they're not going to stay, going to stay on their side of the uterus.
Right.
They're going to bounce back and forth. When we're doing twins, we like opposite sex twins. First, we know we have separate placentas, and 2, we know our measurements will tag up with the same baby.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Here we have no idea as to whether the growth parameter we get on one kid corresponds to the growth parameter of the same kid the next time, because it's over on the side. So all we can do is take a look at the difference between these kids, and hopefully they continue to behave themselves. I hope I'm not scaring the bejeebers out of you. Just a little bit. Okay? Okay? Because you got this by the timing when the egg split. If the egg splits within the first 3 days, we can't tell that difference between you dropping 2 eggs and fertilizing, because that's basically the split that occurred before it hits the placenta, or before it hits the uterus. In the next 3 days, the split occurs after the fertilized egg has been implanted, so you end up with 1 placenta, nice separating sac. And in the next 3 days, which we're pretty much out to 6 to 9 days, is where we're at. Where it is much later. So, but at this point, we hope we can get you babies. At this point, we're only shepherds. These babies are in somebody else's hands, and they ain't mine. Okay?
Right.
And I don't mean to make you cry, but it comes to my territory. Here you go. Have a whole box.
At least you know what to expect early.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. And, and this is where we've got, once we get out to 26 weeks or so, everybody's going to argue what to do. The older guys like me will say, fine, we know their risks, but we physically, throw you in the hospital. What are we doing? The younger docs who have been hammered by the lawyer's influence on medicine are going to absolute panic and throw you in the hospital because they believe in hospital as a hotel. But in reality, it's not going to make a difference. So we're looking at milestones. 24, 25 weeks is bottom end of viability. We need to get there. And at 24 weeks, there are no babies that really end up developing, that don't have some problems afterwards. At 24 weeks, depending on whether it's 24 weeks and 0 days, or 24 weeks or 5 days, or 6 days, we're dealing with a 50% mortality rate and a 50% complication rate. We pretty much have single digits well take-home baby rate. It makes a difference whether it's 0 days or 5 or 6 days. And each week we go along, those, what we call the mortality and morbidity rates, drop by 10. So by the time we get out to 28 weeks, we're in the range of having a 90% survival rate and a 90% well take-home baby numbers are a straight line. Those are the most critical. Then the next milestone is 32 weeks. So between 28 weeks and 32 weeks, we go from, where every one day in the hospital is probably 2 days in the NICU, to being, by the time you get to 32 days, is 2 days, 2 days in the uterus is equal to 1 day in the NICU. So by the time we get to 32 weeks, we're out to 5, 5, and 9 on those numbers. But the key part is, we're going to be putting this, when the baby's under a breathing machine, respirator, pumping air into this baby's lungs under pressure. So that pressure gets transmitted to the heart, high blood pressure. So that information gets transmitted to the head. And those blood vessels in the head are really, really skinny and are prone to popping. And if we can get you to a chance of, and bleeds in head, like adults, are strokes. There's a slight difference between neonates and adults, like about 70 years.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and that 70 years makes a difference because the brain's not done as a neonate. Yeah, in fact, it'll be many decades before the brain's done. So this kid has a chance to recover. Why a 70, 80-year-old brain's done everything. There's not a chance to the chance of recovery is minimal, or at least that's what. And so so if we get out to 32 weeks, that's a point where if there's a bleed in the head, it's usually a grade 1 or grade 2. They grade them from 1 to 4, and the lower the number, the least amount of bleeding and the least amount of consequence. So grade 1 is we can see it on ultrasound, but no big deal. Grade 4, those are big deals. So that 32 weeks is a point where we'd love to get to, and 32 weeks is where a lot of people will turn around and bail out. But compared to where we're at, that's an eternity. Okay. Questions? Now that I've completely ruined it, sorry. But I got to be straight with you.
Is there anything that she shouldn't do?
Jumping out of airplanes?
No jumping
Right.
on trampoline.
That's about it, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
there's nothing. It's just a
Not
waiting game.
just a waiting game. The hardest thing in medicine is to do nothing.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes, and that all of us want something, to do something, but doing something ends up us often doing something that we didn't want to do, especially when you're 3 or 4 steps down the road a piece, and you're definitely in a place that you didn't want to be. This is where refrigerators and magnets come in.
Mm-hmm.
You throw that piece of paper on the refrigerator, and you start writing questions as they pop into your head. And you take them over to Conley or wait a month and a half before you come on back down here. Okay. Questions? At this point, everything looks good.
better get along.
They'll get along. The question is, will they get along on the inside, the outside, and looking outside? They'll get along a whole lot better than you think they will. They will have a language all unto their own.
Right.
Which puts you at a significant disadvantage.
Right. Because I don't know anything about twins.
Yeah, well, twins, literally, they do have a language unto their own. You know, their form of language acquisition is they have a tendency to be able to talk to themselves between the two of them before they're going to talk to you.
Yeah.
And look out when they put their heads together.
Right.
And look out.
Especially little boys.
And look out when they get quiet together. You know they're in trouble. Or they're doing something that you probably don't think is a great idea.
Right. If they're quiet, that's what you should check.
Yeah.
If she doesn't feel any movement within so long, should she?
This is the $64,000 question.
Right.
Because babies have their normal activities cycles.
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, they rest just like us big people.
Typically, whenever I'm awake, and then they wake when I sleep.
Yeah.
But
Yeah, so it comes down to saying, asking yourself, are these little monsters behaving the way they have been? And that's about the best you can do. And even if you have one that's moving and the other one's managed to tie itself up,
Yeah.
you're still going to feel the movement.
Mm-hmm.
Because because the other one will use the dead one as a soccer ball.
Yeah.
right.
This is a real frustrating situation. So,
But everything could be all right.
everything could be all right, but my job is to pop every bubble that you have and keep you grounded in reality. And be glad when everything I tell you can happen doesn't happen. Other questions?
I can't think of any.
Well, find your refrigerator, find a magnet,
Yeah, I'll write them down.
okay? We'll see you back here in about 6 weeks.
Okay. Will Dr. Holly let me know when that is, or?
We'll set you up before you leave.
Oh, okay.
Okay. She'll continue to do the normal OB care.
Okay.
Since you're up there, you know, they don't need to make that trip all the way down here. We'll worry about making those kinds of trips later on the pregnancy.
Right.
When it's hot, yucky, disgusting
Right.
outside.
Yeah. Then I probably would like to be in a hospital.
Yeah. So I'm like, yep, it's 45 minutes from my house to Lamar and another 20 minutes up to the First Baptist Church from that location. So I know the trip up there really well.
Yeah.
Okay?
At least they're boys.
That's right.
That's what I wanted.
Well, I'm much